Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Tuesday, August 22nd, 2017. Hope you had a great Monday. We certainly did on the stock side. Futures were boring. Market was fairly contained, didn't do much. First day of the new options cycle coming off of Friday's August expiration. So it wasn't a complete surprise, but we still did really well on the stock side, so that was nice. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. Daily chart of the broad market, the S&P 500 in futures form. Still holding, where it was 2.5 months ago. Off the highs a little bit, but didn't do much today. Let's go through everything here, and then we'll look at the intraday action. Talk about tomorrow. So here's the crude oil. Gained 7 cents to 47.60 on the session. Not much of a move there, obviously. Gold literally flat at 1296.70. S&P cash index. Now this is less than interesting, right? Up 2.82 points. So another day that's almost not measurable from that perspective. And then we go to the Nasdaq 100, the NDX, which lost just over 4 points. The stocks lost 7.37. That doesn't look too pretty there, but the biotechs were up. Sorry about that. Biotechs were up 7.47 to offset that a little bit, which is why the Nasdaq basically was flat. The VIX was down again, down 1.07 to 13.19. Obviously, when the market's dead like that, the VIX goes down. Trend 1.13. That puts the 10-day moving average around the same, 1.14. Nasdaq volume was horrible. Remember, coming off of Friday's volume, which should have been better than it was for an options expiration. And here we are at 1.5 billion shares, one of the lightest in the month of August, basically. Nasdaq advanced decline ratio negative 392. New York advanced decline ratio is 7. There were 7 out of all the stocks on the New York. 7 more were up than down. Google loses $5.31, and look at this. I mean, that's a hazardous place for Google. If we drop under that low from late June, early July, you got a gap to fill below. So that's not going to help the Nasdaq. Apple lost back about 29 cents. Remember, if this thing has an update, it's going to end up with a 13 sell signal on the seeker count there. Amazon also down 5 and sweeping the lows of the last month or so. We made some money today on Amazon on the short side, about 5 points. Netflix up 22 cents, but still drifting lower overall for the last month. Tesla down 9. So the big leaderships, the big 5 or so that have been carrying us around for a while, let's pull up Facebook too because it counts. None of them look very good, even though the market's really not doing much. So got to keep an eye on those because they brought the market up. They could be what takes it down. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, up 31 cents. Goldman Sachs, after trying to take the highs back a couple weeks ago now, back down 136 and back near the lows of the last several months. All right, let's look at today's action in 5-minute candles. So basically a flat opening or very close to it on the ES. We had lower early in the first hour or so after 15 minutes of flatness, and then came back up over lunch, going into lunch. And that was the high. That was the range for the day on the high. Yeah, that was right there. Not much to it. Nasdaq side, not any more interesting. And when you came back from lunch at 2 o'clock Eastern, 1400 on this chart, I mean, we were 30 minutes into just a dead flat market, and we never really did anything. We got a pop very late, a little bit, but it didn't take out the highs or anything. So that's a narrow range. We feel very fortunate to have gotten all the stock plays in that we did in the morning because that worked out really well for us. And look at the daylight today, and you would expect not much to have happened. So no complaints. Tuesday, we've got the Red Book at 8:55 a.m. We've got the FHA Housing Index at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We've got the Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index at 10 a.m. We do not have a Fed meeting this week. We're not really in the core earnings season. Not much else going on. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken the trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Tuesday.